right now. BC won the toss and they defer to the second half. So they'll kick off and send it right through the back of the end zone. So we'll get an opportunity to see this SMU offense.
Transfer from UCLA, like Kendra said, they got to get him going.
Jennings, now the pocket collapses and Boston College gets to him. Edwin Kalenge was the first to get there, and it's a great start for the Boston College Eagles on defense, forcing a 3 and out.
And it's a BC defense that struggled to get pressure on the quarter. His mobility is very much a factor in his game. They need him healthy.
He's going to carry it here on first down and has a lot of room to run. Gets down, cognizant of that health, after a gain of about 9.
Both had double-digit tackles against Miami a week ago. Very productive safeties.
Tough sledding in the middle of that offensive line, but it's enough for Turbo to move the sticks. Empty backfield for James. Pocket breaks down, and James is going to be dropped for a sack. Isaiah Smith, they call him Turbo, brings him down, and both teams' defense is picking up sacks on third down, forcing punts.
Isaiah Smith.
There's a good look at Hudson.
Love his physical traits.
Shoddy Clayton Johnson trying to get around the edge, and that Boston College pursuit led by Q Hutchins knocks him out of bounds for a loss. Jennings to throw, rolls the pocket, downfield has a receiver, that's his tight end, R.J. Maryland, and he's out of bounds near midfield.
He's a tight end, but can operate like a big receiver.
Shoddy, big hole to run through on the right side, lowers his shoulder, picks up an extra couple. It'll be a gain of 8 on first down.
Again, you're feeling this tempo. You can sense the Boston College defense on their heels. Moves the pocket, but does an excellent job keeping his eyes up downfield, looking to make a play.
Third down and 2, the bigger back. Harden lowers his shoulder, runs through a defender and picks up the first down.
UCLA did that for Chip Kelly and the Bruins for a couple years, now doing it for SMU.
Now it shows a little speed, bouncing it outside. Flag in the offensive backfield, though, as Harden picks up another first down, but let's check the marker.
So much you want to establish this run game for both these offensive coordinators. Don't want to be one-dimensional.
Jennings quickly out to Hudson. Breaks free inside the 20. Now he's got one man to beat all the way down to the 1-yard line.
I think he had a touchdown there if he was going full speed.
And Derrick McFall, touchdown. Was able to get into the end zone, and SMU on the road strikes first in this game on their second possession.
It's a nice bounce-back drive by SMU, really leaning on. Just carried on all these years later.
Looking to pick up another one today for Wells. Really trying to establish that running game as well. Going with Turbo.
Offensively, have to sustain drives if you're Boston College. Can't let your defense be hanging on the field the whole day.
James, nothing doing on that quarterback draw. Isaiah Smith, again, is all over the Boston College quarterback.
Excellent defensive call there. A defensive coordinator.
Third and forever. That pass is knocked out of James' hand. It's still a loose ball. And SMU's recovered the fumble.
Utilizes a spin move. At first glance, that does look like ever so slightly that arm was coming forward. Patting the ball there, has full control. That, to me, again, it's a technicality, but that does look like the arm was going forward while he did have control of the football. A little bit of that push motion at the end.
Boston College 33. Jennings a play fake, has all kinds of time in the pocket. He's got a receiver at Knight, makes the catch inside the 10. Yamir Knight out of the slots. Again, Jennings to throw. Tries to get it to his back out of the backfield. That's Shoddy. Makes one man miss, still on his feet. Banged out of bounds at the 2. When he met Omar Thornton, Coach O'Brien said is coming off his best game of the season. That was a big hit.
Brinson at 6'2", 190. Excellent stand right there by the BC defense.
Keltner in. Chip shot from 20 yards, and it's good. Turbo along the left side. He's got blockers in front of him, cuts back. And that'll move the sticks on first down, so a great pickup on first down. James keeping it himself around the left edge. It'll be another first down.
So trying to get the run game going. Doesn't need to be right behind the guard in the center. Look to utilize space and have it be outside the tackles.
James was trying to get it to Bond. He wasn't open, so instead he keeps it and picks up good yardage on first down. They'll give him 9. 3 runs for 30 yards on this drive. Now between the tackles, Turbo will pick up the first down. Kilgore on the stop. James fumbles the snap. And SMU recovers again. Ahmad Moses again. And for the second consecutive drive, it ends with an SMU fumble recovery. And this drive looked a lot more promising than the last one.
Let's see this snap. One of those quick hitters and see if he can do something with it after the catch. Get to second manageable.
Jennings rolls the pocket. He might see what he can do on his own. Trying to make men miss. Gets down to the 30, 29.
Like his mobility, it's a huge part of his game, but that's something to monitor not only in this game, but moving forward for SMU.
Harden on the screen, gets tracked down for a loss. Quan Williams was all over him.
Not Rhett Lashlee. Got the job at SMU because he was an excellent play caller holding on to those duties.
BC brings just 3, so they've got everybody back in coverage. Knight makes the catch, but he won't be anywhere near the first down.
I don't think Grayson James was playing poorly. It must be Bill O'Brien again, low snap, feeling like they could have had more opportunities this last drive.
Turbo Richard trying to make something out of it, and he does. It's actually a good individual effort by Sue and White. Turbo picked up 5 yards on first down. And another opportunity here. Net and dropped. Really nice open field tackle that time.
Mistakes, the 2 fumbles were a lower snap and then a bang-bang sack there.
Hard. Through a hole up the middle, still on his feet, inside of Boston College territory. And the final play of this first quarter, a big one for TJ Harden. SMU's back in business.
Just got to keep winning, stay alive, can't stub your toe.
Lonergan is back in there. Finds his receiver, Reed Harris, who has stood up and fights for an extra couple of yards.
Pitt's got a great schedule down the stretch. They'll face Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, and Miami. Hardest stretch of any of the ACC teams left.
Georgia Tech will play this BC team who's got something going here with Harris. Second play in a row.
78 yards. This drive, it's really the first time we've seen the pass game open up.
Lonergan's going to do it with his feet. Coach O'Brien said he's underrated as a runner. He picks up good yards on first down.
That is the trade-off, though.
O'Brien said they just got to do better on first down, and they're doing that right now. Giving themselves a chance. Jordan McDonald getting some run at tailback. See a little bit of a different look.
Motioning, he's a tight end.
Turbo gets hit initially and then does just enough to move the sticks. Good second effort by Turbo Richard. Took a pop, leaned forward, and there'll be a first down for the Eagles. Turbo stays in with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride him. Cuts it back into the second level, down to the 22.
Nice balance here in this drive if you're BC.
Lonergan to throw. Has a pocket, steps up, he can run. Got a lot of room inside the 20, slides down at the 10.
It leaves your defense tired and vulnerable.
Faking the pitch to Turbo. Now out to him in the flat. Has to beat a man and does inside the 5. Brought down at the 4. Tyron Polley bringing him down. Lonergan to throw from the pocket. Now he rolls right. Has a man in the back of the end zone. Just overshoots his tight end, Jeremiah Franklin.
Marking up club takeaway, even though it's only noon. Alive and well for the Mustangs.
Jennings, good sign for SMU fans. If you remember, he was shaken up a little bit, hobbling in the last possession in the ESPN app. Lonergan to throw on first down. Has Harris. Close to the marker.
The field, you get safety rolling the other way. There's windows to be had.
Turbo out of the backfield. Into SMU territory. Down just shy of the 45. Lonergan is 6 of 8 since coming in relief. Pressure up the middle. There's Bond. Couldn't quite escape the defender. That's Polly on the...
You'll see him break out like we saw there. You'll see him slant towards the middle of the field and also hitch down.
Lonergan. That time Franklin is tied in. They'll bring it back 1st and 15. Harrison motion. Lonergan gets it to him. Lowers his shoulder. Gets it inside the 30.
Identify coverage. Is it man or zone?
Pressure up the middle. Richard is there to pick it up. Lonergan gets sacked. Isaiah Smith again off the edge. And again, the SMU defense bends, but they don't break. Turning over the Eagles on downs. ACC, Virginia, and Louisville also still alive. For that berth in the ACC championship game in Charlotte. So keep an eye on those games as well as all the others. TJ Harden. BC's got a shot to get off the field here on 3rd down. Jennings, that's Knight, still on his feet. Still on his feet inside the 40. Inside the 30 and banged down at the 24, but a big pickup on 3rd down for Yamir Knight, 37 yards. Touch guys. You just got to get him touches. He's one of those guys.
And he's really come on the past few weeks. You can see him right there, operate in the slot. He's a quicker, speedier guy. If you're going to bring pressure and try to heat things up on Kevin Jennings, it feels pressure off his right-hand side. They replace it with a little slant route, and the Mustangs are rolling.
Now Jennings wants to go to the end zone. There's Hudson. Touchdown.
This is where the tempo is a killer if you're defense. You're in this ball game. SMU, 2 plays, 2 fumbles that were given away, and then 2 turnover on downs.
Lonergan to throw. Bond, you knew he was going to take a hit. He hung on now near midfield. That was Ahmad Moses who was tracking 11.
This BC offense gets a lot of their big plays down the field from those little seam routes to Lewis Bond, their sure-handed slot receiver.
McDonald on the carry, straight up the middle. Flag down.
The longer that you're on the field, the more plays it takes you to get there, the more likely you are to make a mistake. Can they bite it off all in one play?
McDonald. Tough 5 yards.
Those two turnovers were key in terms of not allowing BC to get momentum.
Lonergan to throw. Bond out of bounds at the 20.
But it's the fine line of BC's been at their best offensively when they use tempo. Bill O'Brien will have to navigate that.
McDonald lowers his shoulder, falls forward.
Bond in the backfield.
Lonergan has time, can run it, steps up. Won't get the 1st down, though.
Couple big plays, and the game starts slipping away from you.
Luca Lombardo from 31. And BC is on the board.
Contention not too long ago. Rough couple months for both those squads.
Harden dancing for about 3.
Float around and just get 3 points. That's the mindset.
Keeping it on the ground with Harden. And he picks up a 1st down.
Field goal range, but it all starts with just getting another 1st down.
Jennings quickly out tonight. You saw what he can do with the ball in his hands. Another 1st down. That'll temporarily stop the clock. Jennings. Hudson trying to get out of bounds and trying to get a block, and does. Gets as much as he can and gets out of bounds. Took a late shot. BC bringing some pressure. Jennings, ball batted up in the air. That one was picked off.
Isaiah Griffin, the reserve defensive end for Boston College, only 1 tackle on this season. Well, now he's got 1 interception. The big man showing some athleticism, little tip drill to himself. See if BC can get some points here.
No timeouts for Lonergan. Outstanding pass and catch to Bond, and they'll have a chance here. What a tight window that Lonergan fit that one into.
Chucking it up to the end zone, so trying to get 3 here with Luca Lombardo, who's been automatic.
This from 36. And he nails it. Just as time expires here in the first half, Luca Lombardo. It's a good look at Dylan Lonergan. Bond trying to shake a defender and does enough to pick up close to the first down. He's going to be right by the 35, and they're going to give it to him.
Lonergan in, opened up the pass game a little bit. Got to get Harris and Bond going in the second half.
Pugh maybe gets a yard. Ahmad Moses.
He's 6'1", 205. Both guys a week ago were double-digit tacklers.
Underneath. It's his man. That's Franklin, the tight end. Lonergan to throw. Rolls out. He's going to try and get it on his own, but he won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Isaiah Smith, again. He has just been glued to Dylan Lonergan all game long.
This is Boston College's favorite.
Saw Chris Johnson at the very first possession of the game for SMU. Haven't seen him since. It was a game-time decision, and then Shotty Clayton Johnson also went out with an injury, so they're thin at tailback. But they come out slinging. Hudson, just lost his footing after he turned it upfield.
This mask allows Jordan Hudson to do something with it afterwards.
Here's Harden. That is a tough yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1. KP Price. Jennings, defender fell down. What a hit! Knight makes the catch, and of course it's Thornton, but Knight hangs on. Jennings, play action. Harden stays in the block. As a receiver, Knight downfield. He's wide open. Inside the 20, makes the man miss. Inside the 10, and he'll score. 61 yards. And yet another big play for SMU. Just when it seems like they're bogged down and their backs are against the wall, they go up top for a big hitter.
Yamir Knight having a day.
The 350 yards of total offense on 4 plays for SMU today. They've hit him with big plays. Now Lonergan trying to make one of his own. Oh, gets horse-collared. No horse-collar call, but just grabbed around the collar. Fake this time to Richard. Lonergan looking downfield into all kinds of traffic, and it's picked off. Holly inside of BC territory returns it all the way to the 39.
Tight end and the receiver, top of the screen. You're going to see it here. They're right next to each other. It was poor spacing. You got 2 BC Eagles have a tendency to wear down. Big opportunity to get off the field.
Eagles bring just 4. Nice catch. Man, Knight is playing a game, isn't he? That's why he was so intense with the officials after these last 2 calls, but SMU really backed up. Jennings now faking it, hits his tight end Hibner. A lot of room to run inside the 10, and Hibner will score. 37 yards. The Mustangs hit him with another big play.
Matchups with the linebacker, they're utilizing Hibner out of the backfield. You get a Mike linebacker who's sucking in with that run fake, and Owen McGowan, and you're right behind him. They had luck twice with that style of look a week ago.
And Turbo in the backfield. They hand it to Richard. Tries to bounce it outside. Going to get tackled for a TFL. Jeffrey Imba. BC just 1 for 9, converting 3rd downs today. Lonergan. Looked like his hand might have gotten hit as he released that one. Turbo on the catch, but there's Ahmad Moses again. SMU backs out of pressure. They bring just 3. Lonergan still flushed out of the pocket. Good catch. And it's going to be a 1st down.
Thought that he had VJ Wilkins coming across the center. This is the diving catch, though. Good job.
6 catches on the day. Make that 7. Falls forward beyond the 40. Take a look at that great catch 2 plays ago.
Yeah, they're featuring 11 from the defender. Seeing the trust they have in Lewis Bond to come down with it.
Lonergan again finds Bond over the middle. Stays on his feet. Falls forward. Great effort again for the 1st down.
Receiver that's been extremely productive for BC multiple years. Opportunity to potentially leave the program, go for NIL dollars elsewhere, has stayed and is one of their leaders.
Harris took a big hit. Lonergan. Pocket collapses. Lonergan goes down. DJ Warner and several others brought him down.
DJ Warner 5, Isaiah Smith 1. Pocket just collapsing.
5 of BC's last 7 drives. Sorry for the audio issues there at the end. I think we got the picture. They have played lights out. And so is this running game. Harden looked out. 40, 30, inside the 20, finally knocked out of bounds, inside the 10. And Max, you had a feeling with the way 27 was running at 6 and 7 yard clips that it was just a matter of time before he broke one, and he went 52 yards on that play.
Yeah, wearing you down, wearing you down. He's their downhill. Speaks to the continuity.
Pitch out to McFall. He's got the speed to get to the corner, and he does.
Whatever it takes, just get the rock in his hands with green grass in front of him. He'll do something good with it.
Big old 44 in front of him as well.
Because you can boot Notre Dame out and then take their spot in the CFP.
3rd down, pressure for SMU. Oh, what a catch by Harris. Contact downfield.
Utilizing his size and frame, Lonergan gets hit there. Not a ton there, to be honest.
I don't know about that, but catch, I want to see that catch again because there was contact as well. He bounced off the contact.
Money downs being red zone and 3rd down.
Lonergan, he'll be brought down. Yet another sack from this SMU defense.
Roots, which obviously Dallas is a hotbed.
Lonergan steps into it. Bond at the 30. We'll mark him just inside. It'll bring up 3rd down. Fourth down and a yard. McDonald picks it up and gets inside the red zone.
Spacing out to then allow more room for others to come join him.
I would appreciate that spacing. Franklin making the catch. First down. Lonergan fakes it. Now he's got McDonald in the end zone if he can get it to him, and he does.
They're fired up.
Play 73-yard drive.
Get Dylan Lonergan out of the pocket. The nice touch, too. Not allowing the defender to make a play. Came back this offseason with a chip on his shoulder, playing at a high level this year.
Charlie Pfizer's getting the call at quarterback for SMU. Pfizer out to Hudson. Stutter step. Gets it into BC territory, pushed out of bounds.
Execute at a high level.
SMU's converted 4 straight 3rd downs. Trying to do here with McFall, and he breaks free. He's going to score. No one's going to catch 0. 48 yards. The big play parade continues for the Mustangs.
Got it here. Look at him stretch this thing. Keep working towards the sideline. Force this BC defense to stay in their lanes, and when they don't, you put your foot in the ground and punish them.
Of course, the whole crew with Taylor Tannenbaum and company there all day. New quarterback for Boston College, Shaker Reisig. Seen this young man a few times.
Those have CFP implications. Again, not just ACC implications. Georgia and Georgia Tech, that could be certainly for rankings, but again, if an ACC team's going to get a 2nd team, then you need Georgia Tech to win that one.
Another sack for SMU.
They gave up yards in this game, but they were consistently able to get off the field on 3rd and 4th down.
BC looks like they're going to get off the field here on 3rd down, forcing a 4th down. Rising again to throw. Good catch by Pugh. Tackled at the 30. Rising has time, going to the end zone. Was it intercepted? It was.
Week after you had one of the biggest wins in program history to respond, send a statement, continue the momentum for this program. get going into bye week with some good energy.